Alright, people, so here it is. This is my first YouTube video, and yeah, you're staring at my ceiling because I don't do well on cameras. But there's an issue that's come up a lot with me, and a lot of people I've noticed lately. Complications in relationships are things coming about, people making things more complicated than they need to be. Right now, I'm sitting here with my tarot cards, and yeah, I don't care if you guys think that's lame or not. And I'm sitting here with a deck of tarot cards, getting ready to paint and vaping. And this it's been on my mind for the last few days because something recently happened to me that baffled me, needless to say. So here's the thing. 5 years ago, I fell in love with this beautiful woman. She's an amazing woman. 3 kids that she takes care of. She does this shit on her own. And I do apologize. I have very, very bad language at times. So if you don't like a lot of cursing or anything like that, I'm letting you know now so you can either A, log off my video so you don't get too offended, or B, deal with it. Listen to what I got to say here. I hope some of you guys can relate, and I hope I can help some people out there that has these complications. Ladies, you make things complicated. Guys, you make things complicated. Guys and women, there's two different complications here. For women, a lot of the time, they see every shade of everything. Guys, you see things in black and white because it's like straightforward. But at the same time, neither of us ever tell anybody anything unless we're either A, drunk, B, have a complete fucking breakdown, or C, we're too late. Met this girl 5 years ago. I didn't know she was an option for me. Her and I, we beat around the bush a little bit and we fell in love with each other. And I never understood the fact that she wanted to be with me because she never flat out told me, hey, I love you. I want to be with you. I want to try to make things work with you. Rather than, hey, this song's great. Hey, you want to get on Skype? Or, hey, let's message for a little bit and I want to see how you feel about me without you telling me and without me telling you. Or I want you to say something first because I'm scared to. If you love somebody, if you are not sure if they feel the same, don't be afraid to get rejected because you will move on eventually. Some of us do, some of us don't. For me, I've had two loves in my life. One is my little girl's mother. My little girl is 2 years old. I met her mom 7 years ago. When I met her mom, I was heavy on drugs. I was an alcoholic. And I am now in alcoholic recovery. As far as the drugs go, I have been clean for 7.5, almost 8 years. 2 months shy of being 8 years here. My daughter's mom is the reason that I've been closed off to a lot of people over the last several years. And that's because she's one of those women who, when you meet them, they're an amazing person, but they change over time due to people in their lives or people that they bring into their lives and the drama that they grow up around. And then there's people like Scarlett. Scarlett has 3 kids. She's an amazing mother. She's an amazing woman. I hope you hear this one day too. I really do, because this woman is somebody I wanted to be with for the last 5 years, but I have been scared. And at one point, I made the decision to get back with my daughter's mom. This is years before my daughter was born. About 5 years ago, my daughter's mom and we got back together for the first time. She was the whole reason I sobered up, cleaned up, got my shit together, and the whole reason I was able to fall for anybody in general. So as much as she screwed me, I can thank her for that one thing in my life. She gave me a reason to go on. She gave me a way to do something better with myself. So here's the thing. The woman I am in love with, the actual woman I am in love with, I'm not going to put her real name on here. But I will say this. I am madly in love with her. I have been for a very long time, and it's never going to change. Here's what you need to do. Guys, You always complain because you can't find a decent girl that's not going to hoe around on you, or either that or you're constantly on nothing but wanting to get off or get laid. All you worry about is either A, sex, or B, a family. For me, I'm not worried about any of that at this point because what I want, I gotta wait to come to me. Ladies, what you do, you beat around the damn bush, you act like everything's honky dory and shit, and then you get with all these assholes and be like, oh, I want a guy who's going to treat me right. Or if you're a single mother, hey, I want this guy because I think he might be good to my kids. Or my kid's dad abandoned me. You know, a lot of people got a lot of issues here. And one of the biggest issues in today's society, people aren't there for their kids, or people's kids get taken from them for the stupidest shit. My daughter's 2 years old as of January. January 26, 2014, my little girl was born at Holy Cross Hospital in Pacoima. Her mom used me the entire time we were together in the last set. The third stretch we were together, she used me. She moved to Ohio. She moved in with me. I gave her everything she needed. I even gave her access to my bank account like a dumbass. She cleaned me out, both heart and physically. She stole my child from me. I've never seen my little girl in person. I've seen a few pictures of her, and I've seen her on Skype half a dozen times. As far as her family's concerned, I'm a piece of shit that beat her and whatever. So that's another thing. Everybody got to make. This is what I'm talking about. When people make things complicated, they lie about things. They don't tell people the truth. They beat around the bush. They don't tell people how they really feel. Scarlett, she was an amazing woman. So this is what happened that got me started on this. This past Thursday, I get home from work and I'm procrastinating on cleaning my house because I know I need to do it, but at the time, I just got off work. I'm not feeling up to doing anything, and I get a call from her because she says, hey, can I call you in an hour? I'm like, yeah, sure. I thought she was at work. Because she played it off. She told me she was at work, and what I didn't know was she was on her way here. From South Bend, Indiana, down to Columbus, Ohio, this girl drove 4.5 to 5 hours to see me. Called off work. Told her family she was going into work for a 12-hour shift just so she could come and see me. She won't tell me this, but I feel like there was a reason other than the reason she told me she was coming down. I think she had a question for herself or needed an answer on something that she had to find out in person rather than over the phone or in a text or on Skype. I hope I gave her the answer she was looking for. But here's the thing. We spent a few hours laying down in my bed, just cuddled up together, talking, spending time together, goofing off, and legitimately being together. The entire time, my heart's racing. I felt like Jim Carrey in a mask in the scene when he first sees Cameron Diaz. Like, I seriously felt like my chest was about to burst open. I went into panic mode and even locked myself in the bathroom for the first 5 to 10 minutes she was here. Had nothing to say because I was so confused, so lost, and scared shitless to say the wrong thing. I about broke down staring at her because I was so afraid that the night we spent together was going to be the only night. So I literally spent the entire night trying to memorize everything over and over again. This is where the complication comes in because she's had a rough go of it the last several years, and I know that, and I've been there for all of it for her. Truth is, this is the one person in my life I would give everything for her. I would literally give my left nut for her. Because she's the love of my life. When she told me she was coming down here, or when she told me she was around the corner from my house, I freaked out. When she got here, she made a reference to a song I played for her the night that I told her I loved her for the first time. Or that I was in love with her. Or it may not have been the first time, but it was the song that I told her came to mind every time I thought about her. Songs by a guy named Mac Lethal. He's an amazing rapper. Not rap's not really my style. I'm a metalhead, but this guy is a phenomenal artist. Song's called Jake and Olive. It's about his grandparents and the immigration from Ireland and how they came together and how they lived their life together. Phenomenal song. If you've never heard it, look it up. I'll post the link for it in my description here. But here's the thing about it. We spent the whole night together. And I told her, I love her. I want to be with her. Let's say screw everything. Let's do what we wanted to do before. Let's just be together. And all she could tell me, she had tears in her eyes. She said, I love you, but I wish things weren't so complicated. And here's the thing with that. I don't even know if she realized that she had tears in her eyes, but that's where the complication comes into play. Everybody thinks, oh, everything's so complicated. Everything is complicated. But it's up to us to make it not so complicated. Especially in situations like this. Yes, you're in South Bend, Indiana, and I'm in Columbus, Ohio. I will move to South Bend. My job has locations all over Indiana. I'll transfer. I don't care. I'll deal with the company I work for. Do I like the company I work for? Not particularly. I love my job. The pay sucks. The company sucks. But I love my job. And I would gladly endure what I deal with every day just to be able to make a life with this girl. Basically what I'm getting at here, everybody makes everything so complicated. You hold grudges on your exes and you reflect them off of the people you get with in the future. I've been celibate for 30 months. Yes, all y'all is probably like, oh, that's bullshit. There's no way this dude went 30 months without sex by choice. Yes, I have. And that's because there's only one person in my life I want to be with. Scarlett, you ever hear this video? I love you. Together or not, I'm always here. As for the rest of you, if you are in love with somebody, tell them. Don't beat around the bush. Listen to Mac Lethal, Jake and Olive. Understand what true love should be like. What loving somebody should really be like. Don't make things complicated. Fight and work your ass off to earn the love that you have. With that, I'm out. Everybody have a good night. I hope I can help some people with this. If you love somebody, tell them. Don't beat around the bush because it'll be too late. Don't make my mistake and make everything too late to fix. I hope it's not too late for me to fix what I've made. Much love and respect to everybody. Have a good night.